Okay, I've got here the GM Tech 2, and I'll show you what it's doing on the Opel Astra. I got it from vetronix, thinking that because vetronix used to be the original maker of this tool. This is a Chinese clone. I bought it for 600 something US dollars. Then I got scared because I was then finding out that it's probably not a vetronix website. Well, it is, but it isn't what it seems, what you would assume it would be, basically. And so then I wrote an email to them, never heard anything. Then I checked out where they actually are, no phone numbers, nothing. And they're hosted in the Cayman Islands. And then I got more scared, losing about 1,000 New Zealand dollars plus. But after about 3 weeks, all of a sudden I got a tracking number, and then this tool turned up. I put the sticker on. This is 100% the clone. It comes from China, but it's functional. The software with it is also functional, but it requires a code which you don't have. So I then had to Google a hack, and I cracked the software. I used Linux to download files, look at them, what they are. And when I was sure that one looked like it may be a genuine crack file to alter the license, I put it in, because the way this tool works is not what you think. It's an old tool from the 90s, and it's reasonably good. It's really high tech from what it used to be in the 90s. We'll turn it on. You can have a look. The problem is this tool has a card in it. The card is not doing everything that you would assume it would do. It's only 32 megabytes. Opel Vauxhall, that's the card I got in there. And the way it works for programming, that's why I got it. You don't program with this tool, you read out the information from the car. Then you have to go to your terminal with the connectors here, and you upload whatever you got in the tool to your laptop, to your thing with RS232, because I had a tough book with that 232 connector, luckily, and that worked. And then you need authorization from the software, because then you have to process the data from in here and authorize it, and then calculate things, and then you have to re-upload the calculated and authorized software into the tool, then go to the car and then program. Let's see, I will enter. So we have, go down here so we can, ignition's on. So we got diagnostics, we got service programming system, see here. That's what I had to do. And yeah, why did I have to do this? There's another story to this, because after fixing the cylinder head, I had communication loss between gearbox and crankshaft position sensor fault. No, camshaft position sensor fault. And I know for a fact that camshaft position sensor is not, it's fine. And all the codes were coming and going randomly. And my research showed, I didn't bother scoping anything because the wiring I already checked. It's only short. Going to the ECU, hanging on the engine, shaking the wires off inside the ECU. And that's the problem, the wires fall off in the ECU. So I didn't really want to repair it or buy another second-hand ECU, so I bought a brand new ECU, installed it, and there's no software in the ECU. So I had to do service programming, and there's not many tools who can do this. especially without using the old one, which I have done with the Tech 2 now. So yeah, I went in here, F1, there we go, request information, enter. So that's it. And what I've also managed to do before, but I couldn't proceed any further, I used Opcom, I used Launch, I used the X tool, Pad 2, because the X tool can program keys and pull codes and everything, but I couldn't do the service programming, so I had already got the VIN in there. I programmed the VIN into the computer, and that was wrong too. If you ever do this, this is W0L0. It's not WOLO, which I put in, and the Tech 2 told me that's not the correct VIN, so I altered it and now it's fine. Programming already stored in the Tech 2. Yes, see, it's already in because I already uploaded and it's running fine. So we exit. I don't want to fuck with it anymore. ECU program must be installed before request. Exit. View captured data, tool options, download, upload. We go to Diagnostics. That's what I wanted to show you. Then it's a bit, because it's old, you always have to go and select. It's actually worse than, for example, the Launch IDIAC that I'm having. For if you needed a quick scan, the Launch is basically better than this, unless you have to do door lock stuff or instrument. This tool can command any instrument here. The Tech 2. Astra G. See, engine. This is basically the same software as Launch can do. I'll show you quickly. Turn ignition on, confirm. Gotta make sure I filmed this correctly. Confirm. Snapshot. Here's another function that is better than on Launch, but this is the genuine factory tool. So you can do it as snapshot, data list, manual trigger, F0. There we go. Think view data, replay snapshot. That's what I took. Continue. See, that's what I've been taking here. You can snapshot everything, the whole load, whatever it's done. As for example on Launch, you can only do 4 PIDs, pits. It won't allow you to do any more, which sort of is understandable because the Launch is a multi-tool for other vehicles as well. It's not just for the GM. This is only for the Opel with the Opel card. So it knows exactly to turn on what and record only all these things. And we'll go back. You can play it back. It's a bit cumbersome. Manual trigger. You don't want this, so I showed you this. Additional data list. Enter. Record snapshot. Exit. Now we go actuation test, fuel pump, ignition. This is basically everything that the Launch will do as well. AC relay test, I've done that. I've fixed the AC with this, with the Launch. Cooling fan relay test. I'm not sure, I think this is where the Launch is missing. You can't do this one because there's 2 different versions of this. We go increase. I hope you can hear that. We go quit. So I can test just a tiny few more things. Well, it may one day come in handy that I can actually command the fan on with the tech do, and I know it can do it, so if it doesn't do it, I can go fault hunting. But yeah, all the rest of it, Launch can do the electronic throttle, it can do the AC, it can do the compression test, I think. Malfunction indicator light, SVS, Launch can do this as well. Launch can do this. It can do this, it can do this, it can do this, it can do this, it can... Fuel tank ventilation, I think it can do this. It can do this. I think it can do this. It can do this. So there's only like one thing more for this particular car. Now programming additional functions. Let's see what's in here. Read ECU, play mobilizer status. Let's see. I think Launch can do this as well. Confirm. Gotta make sure I keep in shot here. Display mobilizer status. F1. There we go. Programmed. Okay. Exit. 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 Actuator test. And it's that. Oh, no, I went in again. That was the wrong button. ECU control. Let's see what's in here. So there's only those few things. I think Launch can do all these, but I'll show you what Launch can't do. It cannot do these things in the transmission. Gotta use 10. Confirm. But Launch actually cleared the transmission code from the SVS, and I wasn't unable to figure out how to do it with this, because there was a fault code between the transmissions still when I had it programmed, and then it's now gone. So confirm. Diagnostic trouble codes. Let's hope there is none here. Whew. That would have been bad if there was another code. Because I've been for a test drive. Let's see if any stored ones. No trouble code stored. That's all good. You don't need to clear anything. There is nothing stored. Display data. Emergency mode is inactive. It will be limp home. Battery is 12, it's getting low. Selector, RPM, transmission, oil, kickdown switch. See all the pits, 40 of them. Oops, it is 40. Select. Quick snapshot. I could do a quick snapshot. I quite like this. Exit. Actuation test. Pressure control. Shift solenoid. Shift solenoid. Shift solenoid. End control. Sport economy. Winter program test. That's the sport economy. That's the winter programming. So you can do all these things. I think some of them you can do on Launch as well, but you can't do the shift solenoids for actuating those. Exit. We go chassis. It doesn't have ABS. It doesn't have ESP. It's got electronic power steering. Launch can actually do that too. The electronic power steering test. Confirm. Actuator test. Oops. Motor test F0. Here we go. On. Here we go. This is basically, I think, what you can do at launch as well. Runs through this test. Okay, let's show exit. And it's pretty fast for an old tool from the 90s, if you think. Oops. Don't want to go out. Just don't want to stay here. Chassis. I've been here. Body. Immobilizer, airbag, engine cooling module. We know we can turn the engine cooling module on. We don't have an add-on heater. We don't have we have climate control. Well, maybe it's not climate control. Let's see what comes up. So we do have AC. Maybe it's not, because climate control usually is electronic, and there's all manual buttons here. No communication. See, we don't have the climate control, we just have an AC button. But I know I've seen the pressures, the AC pressures, which launch doesn't give me. Abort. Central door lock, that's another thing. Launch has this, my software doesn't work though, it just doesn't do anything. And I know it can do it. I'll show you. Confirm. Central door lock. Actuation test. Launch has this. Unlock lock test. This F0. Enter. Remove test. Remove key. Okay. Okay, I took the key out. we're still there. Lock. Quit. You heard it. I'll put the key back in. Now launch would be offline now if I do that, I'd say. Maybe that's why it didn't do it, because you need to take the key out, because launch doesn't tell you this. It worked one time and then it didn't, so it's... I don't know if the turn signal thing actually works on this. Remove key, it wants me to remove the key again. Active. Well, it's doing that, but let's go outside and have a look. Oh yeah, that's pretty good. So that's good, it works. And we got those. So it's turning them all on. Okay. So yeah, everything seems to be 100% working here. On this Chinese clone tool. Let's go quit. The buttons for this menu are down here. It's pretty easy to work out how it works. We don't have a sunroof, we don't have I don't think deadlock test. Unlock lock test. I don't know what deadlock is, we don't. And we go exit. I want to show you something else, otherwise it takes too long. Anti-theft. We don't have any of these. That probably doesn't work, I think, because we have a manual switch here. So I don't want to go in there. Airbags, well, most tools can do airbags when you have... Don't want to screw around. Let's go instrument, because there it's completely different. Ignition turned on. Better turn it on. Waiting for data. Confirm. Diagnostic trouble codes. Let's see if there is any. Hopefully not. No, that's always good. That's awesome. There's none. Would be really displeased if there were any. So we go exit, display data. Here we go, we got 22. Okay, go exit. Let's go actuation test, because launch, this light test launch doesn't have it. Well, my software doesn't have it, and this is the factory tool. I'd say it again. Brake telltale test, seat belt test. We don't have a seat belt on this. It's on time and it's disabled. Fuel reserve lamp, that works. LCD odometer LCD test. Let's go have like here. Off, on, off, on. So we can command it on and off the LCD. I'll go here, quit. Fuel temp, I think it all works. I don't want to show you too many things that are of no real value unless you have the tool. Additional functions, but there is a few. Reset service interval, I've used that because I haven't seen any tool that can actually do this thing. Time setting. Let's go time setting if you can set Tech 2 time, because we have 0.0. Not okay. Compare log value instrument. Well, it's not okay. It doesn't want to do it, so it could well be because it says code, because you can't. That's something it's sort of not very good, because you can't pull codes with the Tech 2 for this radio. But I managed to use a program and hack from whatever the numbers is in the VIN number to actually get the radio code, and I have the original radio code there. But I've been doing all these things to mess around. I'm thinking it's because it's coded, it's locked. It won't let us do anything there. That's what I think. If it's true or not, I don't really have time to figure that out while I'm showing you this. Because I want to go ECU control, cool and temperature control. Let's go there. Because launch can definitely not do this. There we go, the cool and temperature. It goes through the setting thing. And there we go. It's close to 50. And I'll show you another thing. We go increase 100%. It's only at 100 degrees. Increase. I'll focus you on here now. Increase again. Increase. 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 That's the maximum it will go. Decrease. 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 You can see here the jumps it's doing. It only goes tiny bits up after 100. That's because the way it's programmed to do it, to not scare you when the engine's getting too hot. Okay, we'll quit. Go here, enter. Let's go decrease, decrease, increase, 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 increase. So it says 100% here. You can test that. Launch cannot, it's back to what it was. Launch cannot do this. Engine speed control. I think launch can do something there. Well, it can't do it on the instrument. See, we go, it's half. I'm going increase, 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 increase. So 100%, it's just 6,000 RPM, so that's good to know. If you need to figure out if your instrument cluster works, it's 6,000 RPM and it's 6,000 RPM. We go decrease, 5,500, 5,000, 4,500. So that's pretty good. If it needs calibrating, you can actually command it 3.5. That's quite accurate, so I'll quit. I went back to 0. We have engine control, vehicle speed control, there'll be the speedometer. Let's see if that's accurate. There we go, 100 kph. Well, that's pretty good. Of course, the tires and the roads, this thing it's usually a deviation. If you put tires on that are brand new to worn, can make up to 4 km/h difference on your instrument here. Let's go increase, 120. I'll focus you on here and I'll tell you what it says. 140, 160, 180, 200. I don't think this car can actually do this. It will never go there. Not that I could legally do it, but I don't think it would even go. 160, it's probably maxed out on this as the way it's geared and everything. That's just a guess, by the way. I haven't tried it because it's 100 kph here. Quit. So that's, we can do coolant, instrument, tank, engine control, tank control. I'm not sure if I've been there. $25 liters. So we got a 50 liter tank, huh? We found out. Well, 37. 50 liters. So it's got to be 50 liters if it's full. So I got a 50 liter tank. Okay. Launch can't do any of these. Exit. Yeah, programming. Show you quickly here. Instrument configuration program, odometer. I'll show you this because you can change it, but not with this tool. I'll come up. Odometer program only allowed below 100 kilometers, and we got more than 100. I don't think it will do it. Nope, see. There's other tools who can, of course, change it. Because the only reason you need to change the odometer reading is if you swap another instrument cluster that's been previously in a different car. You got to change it to the same as the car you're putting it in, of course. That's why these tools exist. Of course, they can also be used for different reasons, but let's not go there. Okay, thank you. Yep. Onboard diagnostics. So we go infotainment system. I don't think we have this. See, there's the radio, but I couldn't pull any codes. I think it may be because it's locked. You can only pull the code when it's not locked. That could be. Which is a bit of a shame. You'd think the factory tool should be able to override these things. I've been already there all around. I showed you. Onboard OBD. Let's go here. EOBD readiness. Let's see. I think some of the monitors haven't set, but the catalyst converter worked when I put my emission tester in there. I was quite surprised. Inactive. Misfire. Complete. 10, 11, 12. See, the those two sensors, they also work. Well, they were. Okay. Exit. OBD2 data. It's emission only OBD2. This is the bar you get when you program as well, but it took about 10 minutes to program that ECU. There we go, we got 18 pits. Let's see what's in there. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. Ignition advance. Exit. Freeze frame is not supported, I believe. I think it isn't. Turn ignition on, it's on. Confirm. No freeze frame record stored. I think that's because there is no such thing. What's going on here? Must have gone too close. There is none. Anyway. Here. Exit. That's it. This car doesn't have much. It doesn't have ABS, no ASP or any other of this bullshit. It's got power steering and electric, and it's got cruise control, which I quite like, which is here, by the way. These are your cruise control. And yeah, that's the Tech 2. And I'm reasonably okay with it being a non-genuine article as long as it works. Even though I did think I'm going to buy the original tool, because it looked deceptive that it would be the original, which it isn't. See, there's no, I put the sticker on the front, there's another one going here. I don't think I bother. And another thing which you don't know is, if you buy this tool, the card slot is here. There's the card in there. The second slot apparently is empty, it stays empty. And then the VCI, this lever here, the whole unit here pops out, and there's a module in here which is upgradable apparently, and I think this is already one of the latest models. Power goes here or power goes there, and the programming is here. You need this one, and this one has never been used. I think they never ever used that one either. It's RS232 with a cable going to a connector to another cable and to your computer. I might show you this on how it works on the computer. Okay, thank you.